The older sister disguised herself as a beggar to test her brother-in-law's character, but when she arrived at the wedding, the groom mistook her for a real beggar and blocked her at the door. Just then, the bride came out to greet guests and immediately recognized the woman in rags as her long-lost sister. She rushed over joyfully, wanting to personally welcome her sister into the family, but the groom held her back with a polite smile, saying all the guests had arrived, and asked his bride to go inside to prepare for the ceremony, assuring her he would take good care of her sister. But the moment she turned around, he once again stopped the sister from entering, unaware that the woman he looked down on was actually a national war hero, a legendary general personally honored by the emperor, known across the land as the undefeated warrior, while he himself was just a low-ranked official, ordinarily not even qualified to speak to her. But she and her sister had relied on each other since childhood, and although she left home years ago with no word, her little sister had started from nothing, and eventually became a renowned businesswoman. So no matter what, the general had to come back for her sister's big day, only to find her brother-in-law playing two-faced games. Her anger boiled over instantly. She grabbed her sister's hand and declared she was taking her away from this fake family. The groom panicked, about to call the servants, when the steward rushed over, anxiously reporting that the most important guest still hadn't arrived. The groom's pride was instantly bruised, because that honored guest was the very disciple personally trained by the older sister years ago. Back then, she had gifted a special jade pendant to that student, and in the capital, that student never bowed to anyone, except her master. The bride suddenly remembered the jade her sister had shown earlier, and began to suspect the truth. At that moment, the general walked away, and sent the jade to the honored guest through a messenger. The guest saw the pendant, and immediately came out to greet her in person. Word spread quickly back to the groom's house. He thought the guest came because of his family's prestige, and rushed to prepare a grand welcome. But chaos erupted at the entrance. The future sister-in-law and sister-in-law mistook the general for a beggar, and tried to send her away with leftovers. Even the groom's mother joined in, mocking her without asking anything. The bride tried to explain, telling them how her sister had supported the whole family for years, and reminded them it was her wedding day, asking them not to fuss over such matters. But the mother-in-law just sneered, saying if the sister was truly family, then she should offer a generous gift. She even demanded the sister pay to host the honored guest, or else no one would be allowed inside. The bride was stunned. She had never heard of a bride's family having to pay to welcome guests. What she didn't know was that this was all part of her mother-in-law's scheme.